You set my soul on fire.
The World Cup is right around the corner, and it's crazy to think, just like a year ago, we knew nothing about cricket.
I feel like we lived under a rock. We had no idea. Remember when we thought it was like baseball?
I mean, that's literally what we thought. We thought it basically was like a knockoff of baseball. And
Oh no!
we've come a long ways, though. I mean, we've learned like cover drive, we've learned different shots, we've learned about bowling,
Oh, we've learned about amazing people.
the rules.
Oh, cricket school. Remember?
Cricket school. Yep. So today we're taking a look at like the World Cup film. It's like a trailer for it. I love these things. They do such an amazing job with these types of like events. And then we're gonna look at the stadiums.
Ooh, see, I love the stadiums because last time when we watched the World Cup for football, we got to see all these amazing infrastructures and the details. So I'm hoping to see something of the same thing.
Just get familiar with the whole event. So I'm very excited for this. Every video that we look at today will be in the link in the description. Otherwise, let's get into it right now.
Whoa.
The difference between making history
This is so cool already.
and being history one day. Jerseys will be worn and chests will swell with pride on that one day. Fashion will triumph logic and memories will be etched on that one day.
Oh, that was cool.
Fears will be conquered and odds will be braved on that one day. From the highs of joy to the lows of anguish, it will all be embraced on that one day. Rivalries will be redefined on the pitch and respect reimagined in the stands. The power of belief will emerge from the hearts of a billion.
Love that sound.
Songs will be sung, dances will be danced. And eyes will widen in wonder on that one day. And when that day comes, and when that day finally comes, glory will be immortalized. This is the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup. For everything ever dreamt for, wished for, lived for. It takes one day.
That was pretty amazing. The transitions were so smooth.
Oh, it was beautiful. It took us to another world every time.
I seen Dhoni in there, and then I seen Kohli's. You see someone was getting a tattoo?
Oh, I
of
did.
like his jersey.
Oh,
That was pretty cool.
I feel like this captures the world. You know,
Yes.
it's a passion everybody can have together, you know, regardless of what team you're on. I mean, it's very, very much about what team you're on. But at the same time, the love for the sport. I
Yes,
mean,
yes.
oh, I love it.
It's a hype video.
It is a
You're
hype.
hyped. I
I'm
can tell.
so hyped. I'm all excited now.
That was a fantastic video. Now we're going to take a look at some of the stadiums that they'll be playing in. Again, I think it's always very interesting. Let's get into it right now.
In 2023, the Cricket World Cup will be hosted in India, a country that contains more than half of the world's cricket fans. It'll be taking place at 10 different venues around the country, spanning from the Himalayas in the north to the tropical coastline further south. With that being said, here are the 2023 Cricket World Cup stadiums. Narendra
Someone's
Modi
brand
Stadium.
new, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Well, we've got off to a flying start because this is not only the biggest cricket venue in India, but it's the largest stadium in the world.
Wow.
Unsurprisingly, it'll be hosting the final.
Ooh, that is big.
The ground, which is named after the sitting Prime Minister, was built just a few years ago on the side of a pre-existing stadium. You could even say it's the same venue. The design is not a million miles away from the stadium it took over for the top spot, the MCG. Although the seating is at a more
It's just
shallow gradient,
breathtaking.
it has less tiers and is clearly a lot more colourful. M. Chinnaswamy Stadium. It might be a lot older than the last one, but it doesn't lack in
1969.
technology.
Ooh, this one's a classic.
In fact, a large chunk of the stadium's energy consumption is provided by the solar panels on the roof. I suppose that's not that surprising given that Bengaluru is known as the technology capital of India. The last time India hosted the 50 over World Cup in 2011, this ground hosted a famous match where the Irish beat the English. Ireland sadly won't be at this year's tournament, but let's hope the Netherlands can swap their Dutch courage for the luck of the Irish. Anyway, if I had to point out a negative, it'll be the vast amount of pillars that are causing some obstructed views.
Oh,
But I do
that
like
could
this
be.
ground
Yeah,
overall.
I'd be kind of mad if I was behind one too.
MA Chidambaram Stadium. Speaking of hosting famous matches, this was the site of the tied test between Australia and India in 1986. Yep, they had to wear ties for some reason. Very odd. Due to a major renovation prior to that 2011
This
World
one has
Cup,
some rich culture
the
behind
stadium
it,
looks
I'm sure.
completely
does.
different from when it did back in the days of the tied test. Some newer additions are these segmented stands that let in the breeze, which is not only helpful in keeping spectators cool, but like the Fremantle Doctor in Perth,
That is a
it
cool
can be
idea.
helpful for swing bowlers. You may remember seeing these stands kept empty due to bureaucratic reasons. That's no longer the case. Arun Jaitley Cricket Stadium.
Wow.
Speaking of uniquely designed stands, this old ground has one of the more dramatic
they keep on getting
examples of
older.
one.
I think they do.
I remember the first time I saw that back in the day. I was thinking, what on earth is that?
I
They
wonder if that was on
repurposed a
purpose.
parking garage or something,
Yeah.
but it actually looks pretty cool
Parking
and provides
garage,
a lot
so
of
that's kinda why
surface
it's
area for
Okay,
advertising.
that-
Slanted a little
Another
bit.
stand is actually named after Virat Kohli, who,
What?
in case you don't follow cricket, is still actually playing for India today.
If you're not
Who
following
doesn't
cricket,
know?
you shouldn't be watching
this.
this.
Notoriously quite bad.
Oh, it looks
And
kind
in
of
the
cool from this
past,
angle.
players have
It is
actually had to
pretty
wear
cool.
masks, and that was pre-pandemic. Himachal Pradesh Cricket
Ooh, a
Association
little more
Stadium.
modern now.
The Himachal in Himachal Pradesh is
Oh,
in
that is
reference to the
cool.
Himalayas, part of
Look at
which
the
resides in
view.
this state. And that
That
fact
view's
is quite
sick.
apparent when you take a seat at this stadium. Just beautiful.
Oh yeah.
What is
Oh
almost
my
equally as
gosh.
beautiful, but lacking
I'd wanna
in the
be at this
same
one.
grandiosity, is the architecture throughout the stadium, which is reflective of the architecture throughout the region.
Feels more open.
This state borders
have to with a
Tibet
view like that.
and is the home
Yeah.
of the exiled Dalai Lama.
I wonder if that means less
So I
seating
suppose it's
though.
quite
It did, I
fitting
think
that
it was
this
like
place
20
is
or
as tranquil and beautiful as the
40,000.
Potala
And then I wonder
Palace
how what
itself.
that reflects on the cost if they're higher. but
Obligatory
look at
free
this.
Tibet. Rajiv Gandhi Stadium. No, it's not that Gandhi. It's named after yet another Prime Minister. Spoiler
one's pretty
alert,
cool.
there's more to come, so you can look forward to that. He has quite a few stadiums named after him, because to have just one stadium named after you would be pretty pathetic. You have to have at least 3 named after you to be a real baller.
Whoa.
Anyway, this ground is quite highly regarded. Not necessarily for its spectator amenities, but for the ground and the pitch itself. It's high scoring and makes for attractive cricket.
Does look nice.
It does. I like all the shade options.
Eden Gardens. Having opened in 1864, this is the oldest stadium in India. Might even be the
1864.
oldest in Asia.
My goodness.
For a long time, it was also the largest cricket stadium in the country. But of course, Ahmedabad has since bested it. But don't feel too bad for Kolkata. They still have the largest football stadium, and this ground is still regarded as the home of cricket in India. Just like the home of cricket in England, there's a large bell that rings out at the start of the day's play.
Oh, good.
But the Lord's atmosphere doesn't even come close to Eden Gardens. Unsurprising given the capacity difference. BRSABV Ekana
pretty
Cricket
cool.
Stadium.
I do like all
Well,
the
the full
colors.
name is actually Bharat Ratna Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee Ekana Cricket Stadium. They had to shorten it because only pearl divers have the lung capacity to say it in one breath. In some ways, this stadium is just like Narendra Modi Stadium, minus
I like
the
how
upper
it's
deck,
under to where you
and
can see
obviously
the
a different
color.
color scheme. But the design is a little more
That looks
complex
really
than
cool
it
on
seems.
the outside.
That's very
Materials
beautiful.
like marble, terracotta, and red sandstone have been used throughout the stadium, which is a nod to the local architecture of Lucknow.
Wow.
Ooh, Lucknow. That sounds like a good name for a casino. Wankhede Stadium. This ground is considered to be Mumbai's main cricket stadium, which is interesting, because it's neither the biggest cricket stadium in the city or the most historic. But it is probably the best, to be fair. Although it was pretty basic for most of its existence, once more it was redeveloped prior to the 2011 World Cup, where it hosted the final.
I like how it's kind of like
India
open.
beat Sri
Yeah,
Lanka, by the
I
way.
think some parts are really
The
open and
stadium's
then some
design is
parts are
characterized by a
closed
steep seating, which is necessary given the lack of land available, but it's also ideal in my opinion, as it puts
Like, it just keeps
spectators
getting
right on
bigger.
top
Yeah,
of the field,
that's what I was gonna say.
and makes up for its
My boy's
slightly
starting to look
smaller
really big.
capacity by making it that little bit more intimidating. MCA Stadium.
This is a lot of
Most of the
stadiums.
capacity here is
Thought
coming
he
from
said
the
10.
symmetrical, uncovered lower seating bowl. However, the southern end breaks up the monotony by not only having an upper deck, but a roof as well. Speaking of which, the roof consists of dozens of PVC fabric sunshades, rather than a solid watertight roof. That's no big deal. I mean, if it's raining heavily, the players would have come off the field anyway. And this design allows for plenty of airflow. The stadium's actually yet to be fully completed.
Wow.
It will eventually have a capacity of 57,000. That's a rather
That's
nice view.
crazy.
Those are some pretty impressive stadiums. That one with that view of it looked like mountains.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Isn't that crazy? I think that was probably my favorite.
I think mine too. I definitely want to do that. I feel like that's going to be more for the elite that can buy those tickets just because you have the view.
Maybe, I don't know. Or how about the final? I think that was the first one we saw where the final was going to be.
Oh,
That was beautiful too.
that was beautiful.
A lot of them though, and that one on the outside where it looked like, what do you say, like looked like marble type.
Yes, red sandstone, I think it was.
There's a few out there that look pretty impressive. So
I can see why they're hosting it because they have all this beautiful, rich culture.
yeah, and the years 1864.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
like
and
holy,
it did say, India makes up the largest amount for cricket. Fans,
impressive. You can
so-
tell.
Oh yeah, they put
Very
the
much
work
tell.
in.
That is going to wrap it up for this one. If you made it to the end, hit that thumbs up button. Comment down below. What do you think of the stadiums? And who do you think is going to win the World Cup? I'm interested to hear your thoughts. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Otherwise, we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.